Hello people, and welcome back to another video. Yes, I know you can see me properly, but this is going to change in a second because we're going to use this little guy. And now you can. So today we're going to talk about ND filters, and thank you guys at Kolari Vision for sending these ND filters over. But before we're going to start this video, I need to change my haircut, so let me fix that. Alright, so now that this thing is fixed, now we can talk about these two ND filters that I received from Kolari Vision so I can test them out. First of all, I just wanted to mention the fact that Kolari are not paying me to say anything good about their products. They are not sponsoring this video, so these are my honest thoughts. Right here we have a screw-in variable ND filter, and right here we have a magnetic clip-in filter for the Sony E-Mount system. I have to say that this is a new approach on ND filters and I really like it. If you don't know what ND filters are, and I know that a lot of people are making this kind of comparison because it's a really good one, ND filters are like sunglasses for your camera. So let me explain what I mean by that. For example, we have this variable ND filter over here and you can clearly see my eye through it. But if we are going to rotate it like this, you can see my eye that clearly that you saw before. So this is going to help you to expose properly while you're filming, and is going to help you to maintain the right settings and not losing the depth of field. And now let me tell you more things about these two filters. Both of them are anti-reflective and anti-smudge coated. Both of them are made of aluminum and the build quality is really good, and both of them come in different options. The variable ND filter comes in two options, 2 to 5 and 6 to 9 stops, and I went with 2 to 5. And the magnetic clip-in filter, this one, comes in a lot of other options that I don't remember right now, so I'm gonna put them right here on screen. And that's not everything. I love the fact that they come in this hard case, so you can throw this in your backpack no problem. I love the fact that they are really well protected inside with a lot of padding, and I love the fact that this case is magnetic. And one more thing that I like about the VND is the fact that this VND has hard stops, and I don't know if you can hear, but they sound like this. So this is going to help you to not accidentally ruin your exposure. And about the magnetic clip-in filter, I have one more thing to mention as well. I love the fact that this one comes with this kind of key that you're going to use to like mount it on your camera mount, and I love the fact that this one doesn't need any kind of like extra accessory to mount it on your camera mount. Because for example, if you own an A1 or an A7C, you need like an extra metal frame to mount the magnetic clip-in filter on. So this doesn't need that. And that being said, enough with the talking, let's go out and test these filters. So as you can very well see, the weather outside is not that great, but this is not going to stop me to show you how these ND filters work. So what you're seeing right now is the image with the magnetic clip-in filter from Kolari, 6 stop, and we are at 1/60 f2.8 ISO 1000, and we are shooting in 4K. The reason why I'm shooting at ISO 1000 right now is because this ND is a little bit too strong for the weather that's outside right now. But if you're going to shoot like in broad daylight, even ISO 200 is going to be too much. So that's why I opted for this like 6 stop ND. So you can tell me if the focus is right or if you can see any kind of color shifting. And now I'm going to show you a few more examples with this ND, and then we can take it off, and I'm going to show you how the image looks without the ND filter, and then we can jump to the other one. Okay, so this image right here, we are at 50 millimeters, we are shooting in 4K, and we are at 1/60 f2.8 and ISO 250, and this is how it's looking properly exposed. And here we are at 35 millimeters right now. Again, we are shooting in 4K, 1/60 f2.8, but this time ISO is 320, and this is how it's looking properly exposed. And right now we are at 50 millimeters as well. We are still shooting in 4K. You're going to see the settings on screen, and this time ISO is 640. And tell me how it looks. Alright, so what you're seeing right now, you're seeing the same shot that you saw before, at 24 millimeters, but this time without the magnetic clip-in ND, and this is how the shot is looking. And as you can very well see, the shot is overexposed. Okay, so this one right here is the shot with the building that you saw before, and we are shooting at 1/60 f2.8 and ISO 100. So if we want to properly expose it, we need to close this thing down to f14 actually, and this is how it's going to look like properly exposed, but you're going to lose the shallow depth of field. And here, same shot as the one before. This one is looking a bit better, but is still overexposed. We're shooting at 1/60 f2.8 ISO 100 at 35 millimeters. And if we want to properly expose it, we need to close the aperture down to f11. And the last shot over here, the one at 50 millimeters, but this time 1/60 f2.8 ISO 100 without the ND filter. And as you can very well see, it's still looking overexposed, but a bit better than the first shot that you saw that it was unusable. So when you're shooting in broad daylight, you need ND filters. So let's say your shooting style is more like run and gun. Then you're going to need something like this. This is a variable ND filter, and what this is doing is helping you to adjust the exposure between locations at different lighting scenarios. So let's say I'm in this location right now, and this is how the light is looking. But let's say I'm going to be in this location, and of course here the lighting scenario is a bit different. Or if it wasn't a bit different and you're properly exposed, then that's fine. But let's say the lighting scenario here was something like this. I know for sure that right now I'm overexposed. So what I need to do, I just need to rotate this thing and close it down with 2 or 3 stops. Just like that, and right now I should be properly exposed. So that's why variable ND filters are really good if you're running and gunning. So now that I finished with the tests, I don't really have anything bad to say about these filters. And because I know that there are going to be people in the comments like you shouldn't put anything between the sensor and the lens, think about it. For example, the A7 III doesn't have any kind of mechanism to protect your sensor while you're changing lenses. So for example, if you're going to change lenses like in a dusty environment, this kind of like clip-in filter is going to protect your sensor from dust. So I see that as a plus. When I was using the VND, I haven't seen any kind of imperfections, color shifting or vignetting. And I have to say the same thing about the magnetic clip-in filter. So like I said before, I don't have or I didn't find any kind of problems with these ND filters. That being said, that's it for today. Thank you Kolari Vision. Thank you Philip for sending these filters over for me to test. If you guys have any kind of questions about the filters, you can drop them in the comment section down below. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next one.